Hello and welcome back to Excellence Noir. Today we are talking about Black cowboy, rancher, and amateur archaeologist George McJunkin. George's discovery of the Folsom site in New Mexico provided crucial evidence of early human habitation in North America. So let's get started. George was born into slavery in Texas in 1851. After the Civil War, he gained his freedom and developed skills as a cowboy, eventually becoming a respected ranch foreman in New Mexico. He was largely self-taught, developing a deep interest in natural history, geology, and archaeology. In 1908, a devastating flood swept through Wild Horse Arroyo near Folsom, New Mexico. The floodwater cut deep into the earth, exposing bones that caught the attention of George. As George examined the bones, he immediately recognized that they were not from modern cattle, but belonged to an extinct species of bison, known today as Bison antiquus, a larger ancestor of modern bison. Even more intriguing, he noticed stone spear points embedded among the bones, suggesting human activity. George recognized that these bones were not from modern cattle or bison, but from an extinct species. In 1926, archaeologists finally excavated the site, unearthing spear points embedded in the bones of Bison antiquus, an extinct species that roamed North America over 10,000 years ago. This was the first clear evidence that humans had inhabited North America for earlier than previous belief. The artifacts were named the Folsom Points, and the discovery rewrote the history of early human settlement in the Americas. Understanding the potential significance of his find, George attempted to attract professional scientists to the site. However, as a black rancher with no formal education, he struggled to gain the attention of the academic community. And as we know, racism played a large role into that. I call myself an amateur historian, and I love history, especially U.S. history and ancient civilizations. So time and time again, you will see that archaeologists are so stubborn. Either it's their way, or if anyone suggests something that's out of what they suggest or what they believe in, then you're deemed as not knowing what you're talking about, especially if you don't have the quote unquote education to go along with your, let's call it like it is, hypothesis. In 1926, a team of archaeologists, including Jesse Figgins of the Colorado Museum of Natural History, now the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, finally excavated the site. They confirmed George's suspicion. Embedded within the Bison antiquus remains were distinct, finely crafted Folsom points, a type of fluted stone projectile. This discovery proved that humans had lived in North America much earlier than previous thought, dating back over 10,000 years. Until then, many scholars believed human presence in the Americas was more recent. The Folsom site became the first clear evidence of early Paleo-Indian culture, fundamentally reshaping the study of prehistoric human migration. Before this discovery, many scholars believed that humans had only been present on the continent for a few thousand years. The Folsom site provided irrefutable evidence that humans had been in North America for at least 10,000 years, sparking a wave of new research and discoveries. In 1932, the discovery of Clovis points in Clovis, New Mexico, pushed the timeline of human presence in North America even further back to at least 13,000 years ago. Clovis tools were larger and more widespread than Folsom points, leading to the recognition of the Clovis culture, which is now considered one of the earliest known prehistoric cultures in the Americas. In the late 20th and early 21st centuries, sites like Monte Verde, Meadowcroft Rock Shelter in Pennsylvania provided evidence of human presence dating back more than 20,000 years, further challenging previous theories. George's work challenged previous assumptions about human history and contributed significantly to the field of archaeology. His keen observational skills and curiosity helped rewrite the timeline of human settlement in the Americas. Kudos to George for being that trailblazer, and just to think that he was self-taught. He didn't go to a fancy university to learn about the land and rock formations and things of that nature. He learned from observation. And again, I've said it earlier in the video that it just burns me up with archaeology. They're so narrow-minded that they never consider other stories or other theories. It's either their theory or any other theory, whether it makes sense or not, is thrown out. Just to know that this man wasn't recognized for such a big discovery, it saddens me. But definitely hats off to Mr. George McJunkin, and there are many more stories to come on Excellence New Raw.